What is up, guys? Welcome to today's video. We are talking about what is better, Amazon FBA or Shopify Dropshipping. Which one's better and where should you start with your e-commerce journey? Come on, let's check it out. Okay, so let's just talk about the differences between Amazon FBA and Shopify first, okay? So Amazon FBA, basically you are gonna find a supplier in China or the US and you are gonna send that inventory to Amazon's warehouse to be fulfilled, okay? Whereas with Shopify, you are basically putting out ads on the internet through maybe Google ads, Facebook ads, and you're gonna need your own website. You're gonna need your own domain where people can come to your website and they can click order your product. But the difference is you don't actually store any inventory with Shopify Dropshipping. That is why they call it dropshipping, okay? So you're gonna contact then a supplier when you get a sale off your website, and then you're gonna tell your supplier, hey, I got a sale here, send this customer this order, and you're basically the middleman, okay? There are pros and cons to both, and we're gonna go through that right now. Okay, so we'll start with the pros for Amazon FBA, okay? So I think it is great for beginners, okay? The reason I say this is because dropshipping, you have to learn so many things, and there's so many variables that really play a part. And to be honest, I think there's a much higher chance for success with Amazon FBA, okay? That is my personal opinion. I do both. I've done both. I do dropshipping. I do Amazon FBA. So I know what I'm talking about here, and I can come from a standpoint from both places, okay? So the second pro is it doesn't have as much labor as Shopify, okay? Shopify, you have to always be optimizing your ads, optimizing your Facebook ads, all these different things. You have to be making sure orders are getting to their customers, whereas Amazon, you don't have to do that, okay? Amazon, when you get an order, it just gets sent straight out to the customer. Now you can optimize all these things with Shopify, but it's just a bit more trickier. And once you set Amazon up right at the start, it kind of runs itself, and it's not passive. It's never going to be passive, okay? But it does run itself. Like Shopify dropshipping, it won't run itself. You could leave Amazon FBA for a month straight if you rank your products correctly, and it'll still run, it'll still work perfectly fine. You do that with Shopify and you could spend like 30,000 euro and you basically get no return, okay? So you always have to be constantly monitoring your ads with Shopify. Okay, so with Amazon FBA, there's no fulfilling orders, okay? So that's like the previous point I just said. Okay, sorry, I missed one. Guaranteed traffic if you do your research right. So this is a huge one. When you're doing Shopify, you're kind of analyzing the market, thinking, okay, this product can do well. I see these competitors, and you might have some softwares that you're using and you can see they're making some money, okay? Where Amazon FBA, it's a lot more accurate. You can clearly see using things like Helium 10, Jungle Scout, Viral Launch, all these different softwares, the revenue these sellers are making, okay? So you can see this guy's making $30,000 per month, and the 15th seller on this page, he's making $5,000. So you have a fairly accurate idea of the traffic that's coming on Amazon FBA, whereas Shopify, you don't really know the traffic because you have to put in the ad spend, okay? But Amazon FBA, you know, if you rank your product right, that is the traffic you're gonna get. You're gonna get in between that, okay? So the next pro is fast shipping. You're not going to get any customer emails. You're not going to get any complaints. That is huge. With Shopify, if you do scale a store and say you're getting 150 orders a day, like the amount of emails you get is crazy. So and it's usually because shipping is so slow, okay? So with Amazon FBA, you rarely get any emails, and depending on your product, okay? Because shipping is so fast, and you might get a few returns. That's about it. So the last one, and the most important one of all, it has huge potential, okay? Massive potential to build a brand, okay? So I'd always recommend, to be honest, starting on Amazon FBA first and then going over to Shopify. But you're not even going to be dropshipping because you're going to be holding your own inventory. Okay, so let's go over the cons of Amazon FBA. Okay, so you need a bigger budget to start with. You do want, I would say around $5,000 to $10,000. Now that is just me personally. You can go lower, but the lower you're going to go, the less the less profit you're going to probably make in the long term. Like, you're going to get better traction if you have more money, okay? You can do bigger launches, you can build your email lists for basically sending people to your product when it's ready to go, okay? So you've the most chance for success, okay? So another con with Amazon FBA is you have less control over your products and services, okay? This is huge. This is why people do not like Amazon FBA. It is a bit of a tricky one, okay? So there are ways around this, but what I mean by this is Amazon basically owns the traffic, okay? So you're ranking your product, but they are giving you all the traffic. They're not coming to your website, they're coming to Amazon's website, and they're typing in cup holder, and then you're the top one, okay? But you cannot send them emails telling them to go anywhere else. You cannot bring them off Amazon. That's against Amazon's terms of services, okay? So yeah, so that brings me to the third one. You can't do email marketing. You can in a certain way, but it's not really, you can't, it's not properly doing email marketing because Amazon won't let you, they're not your customers basically, okay? So the fourth one, and this is the one most Amazon sellers are very afraid of, you could wake up the next morning and your account can be just shut down, okay? Done, you're over, you made a mistake. Maybe you didn't make a mistake. Maybe another seller made a complaint against you and said your listing is a counterfeit. It's a counterfeit product, okay? And Amazon just shuts your business down. That's what they do. They really don't care that much about sellers. Like, they're not great to work with a lot of the time, but at the same time, it's such a good business model, and that is why I love it, because there's such potential on it, okay? So the fifth one, the last one, it can be very risky if you don't diversify. So if you just stick with Amazon FBA, it can be very risky. Like, I go back to point 4, because they can just shut your account down. You could be making 50 grand a month, and next minute you wake up and your account's gone, so you're not making any money anymore. So that is why it can be very risky. Huge potential, but very risky. Okay, so let's talk about the pros of Shopify. Okay, so the first one, I just had to put this down, it is very enjoyable. Don't get me wrong, I love working on my Amazon business, but it's a long-term kind of plan. It's a long game you have to play with Amazon FBA, and it doesn't happen overnight. Whereas Shopify doing dropshipping can literally happen overnight. You can scale a store within a week, and you can be turning over from anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 a day. Okay, so it's really enjoyable scaling stores and doing your ads, and that's just me personally. You kind of get that instant gratification of, you know, you see your phone going off and ding ding ding, all these sales coming in. Okay, so the second pro I found with Shopify dropshipping is you will learn so much. Okay, you will learn so much about sales and marketing, because you have to literally do everything, and you have to keep doing it over and over and over and over. Okay, whereas Amazon FBA, you might do, say, your copywriting, but you only do that once for one product, and you might only do maybe a product or two a year, especially if you're starting out, okay? So whereas Shopify, you are constantly doing different ad creatives, and you have to be on your A game, and you have to figure out how to target this demographic, how to word things correctly, okay? How to get them interested. So you will learn a lot about marketing and just different platforms in general: Facebook, Instagram ads, Google ads, Pinterest, doing Shopify store, website building, email marketing. There's so many, the list goes on, okay? So typically it costs less than Amazon FBA to start. That is a fact. You can literally start with $2,000, and that's huge to start with. I started with a couple of $100, and that was just for me to get an idea of how to do Facebook ads and how to start generating sales, because you can literally get Shopify for $30 a month. You can get a free team, then that's basically your setup there. $15 for your domain, that's $45, and then you just start running ads, okay? So it's basically how much you can put into the ads. Okay, so the fourth one, this is huge. You do have a lot more control over your business, okay? That's a con, obviously, with the Amazon FBA. You don't have the control. On Shopify dropshipping, you do have the control. Whereas with dropshipping, you do have control, but if you were actually doing Shopify, not dropshipping, not dealing with any suppliers, as in not dealing with any middlemen, then you even have more control. So you're buying inventory, you're putting it in a fulfillment center yourself, and that you're doing it that way. That's the most control, okay? So let's talk about the cons of dropshipping. Okay, so it's not a great long-term plan unless you are building a brand, okay? So constantly flipping stores is very hard. Like, people think once they get to this stage, I made it, I'm making $2,000 a day. That's unbelievable. But the only thing with that is it's not a long-term plan. That Shopify, that product is most likely gonna die. It's not most likely, it's nearly guaranteed that that product is gonna die, okay? So you really have to prepare for that, and the way you do that is to build an actual brand that people know and that people trust, okay? So the second con is dealing with bad suppliers, dealing with Chinese suppliers from AliExpress. They're not reliable at times, and it can be just very messy. You could have maybe 1,000 orders, you scaled your store, next minute they say we're out of stock. You have all these customers' money, yet you don't have any product to give them. It has happened to me, and it's an absolute nightmare. Eventually I got the product to the people, but it took 3 weeks later, plus the 3 weeks shipping, and then I was just getting bombarded with crazy amount of emails, and it was very heavy. I was getting chargebacks. Shopify was holding my money, because once you go over 1% chargeback, where people start filing with their banks, Shopify will hold your funds, okay? I think it was 25%, or I think it was even more. I think it was 35% or something. Okay, so the third con is you need to have great marketing, organizational skills, and you have to know your way around Facebook ads, okay? But that is a pro as well, because you're going to learn that. But that is why I would not start with Shopify dropshipping. Okay, so what do I think is better? Amazon FBA or Shopify dropshipping? Brrr. Boom, the winner, Amazon FBA. In my books, I think it is a great long-term plan to actually build your life around this business, because once you become established on Amazon FBA, then you can kind of move off and start your own, doing your own Shopify store, doing your own email marketing, and build off your platforms there. Whereas Shopify dropshipping, you're always just flipping products, you're always looking for the next product, the next high. And there's unless you're you're unbelievable with Facebook ads, you really know how to market your product, and you have them two things, well then go ahead. But I think it's a lot more work, as in you have to dial all these things in a short amount of time. You have to have VAs there, you have to know your ads, you have to know payment processes, you have to know all these things. There's a lot of moving parts to scaling a Shopify store really high and coming out with big profits. Okay, so that is it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you can make an informed decision about which business model you want to choose, okay? Just remember, keep the long-term plan in mind, and yeah, that's it really. Just remember, if you want to win the one-on-one consulting call with me, just comment master plan in the comment section, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell, and you'll be entered to win. Okay guys, thanks for watching, see you in the next one.